Hello, it's Blastin or stashin. Hello. So tired. It's been a long week for me. So Joe and the off air. Like, got home after work yesterday. Took like 3 hour nap on the couch. Fell asleep. Didn't wake up for 3 hours. So it's a long, hot week here in Oregon, and now we've got to mask back up now. I know you guys are telling you guys have to mask up over there as well, but it is what it is. I guess we'll just keep on going. Double S is in here already saying, "Can't wait, broskies! Woo woo woo! You know it." Zack Ryder, WWE. I don't know who the hell that guy is. I don't know who Zack Ryder is.
He's a big. He's obviously a wrestler, but he's big. A toy collector as well.
Oh, okay.
You probably
If I tried to go back and watch WWE right now, I would not know any of the characters
I
at
actually
all.
stopped watching for a little bit. You know, I'll get updates and stuff, but I don't. I watch the pay-per-views, but so.
Okay. Let's talk about what else we've been doing this week besides comic books. I watched a movie called Ice Road with Liam Neeson, and what a turd that was. That was such a horrible movie.
In Alaska with some action or something. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the CGI in that movie was absolutely atrocious. What the heck is going on here? And it was like, I just wasted 2 hours of my life. There it is. There we go. March Comics said, "What the heck, YouTube? I didn't get my notification." Well, you're in here now at least, because we're here every single week, same time. And then I finished watching Masters of the Universe. I got to remember that it's not He-Man in Masters of the Universe. It's just Masters of the Universe. Yeah.
Dave, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
Thank you. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, that's a good thing, because if I had everyone's complaining, it's actually pretty good. So fuck them.
I didn't like it as much, honestly. I knew that the turn it was going to take. But my question is, so I watched all the way through. So she had to go to heaven and hell to get the two parts of the sword, right? To put them back together to save the universe. Okay, she went to Subternia, which makes sense. She went to hell down below and got half the sword. Then she went to Preternia to get the other half that was in heaven. Wouldn't Preternia be Eternia? So shouldn't that be before? Shouldn't it be Subternia, Preternia, Eternia? Eternia should be heaven because that's eternal, right? Preternia should be pre-eterna. That always drove me nuts through the whole thing. I was like, wait a minute. So
that drove me nuts. You ready for the biggest plot hole in the entire thing?
What's the biggest plot point?
Biggest plot point is Tila's always been captain of the guard. Man at Arms is a glorified blacksmith. So why promoting her to the glorified Man at Arms blacksmith is such a big fucking deal? It's actually a demotion.
Who knows? So you actually like that, though, Mike? You like that Master of the Universe? You actually thought it was great throughout?
Yeah, I mean, not throughout, but some of the. I mean, it was only 6 episodes. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought the ending was superb. God King Skeletor.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Mark Hamill did a good job in that. Yeah, I actually didn't hate it. I just thought it was just like the entire first few episodes were complimenting her, and her just being angry at everybody. And I was like, I'm not feeling that. That doesn't make sense to me. Like everybody,
everyone she trusted lied to her, so I'd be pretty pissed off too.
They all told her one lie. Like it was one lie. Like seriously,
it was a big lie.
Was it though? What was that a big lie? Was that the world?
It's the basis for the whole cartoon.
That He-Man had a secret identity. Can somebody please point to a superhero that does that? That doesn't do that?
I can accept it more like as an intro to the segment talking about it, as in it's just Masters of the Universe, it's not He-Man. So that's where I can accept it. That's where I can move forward. A lot of people are hating on it because of saying it's not. It's doesn't represent the old Masters of the Universe. And I get it. It's a new generation, new storytelling going forward. I mean, really, how many stories can you
And
tell about He-Man without,
before
without being
it
boring?
even aired, they were saying it's a sequel to the original series,
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
reboot.
Yeah.
I did like
Yeah.
the fact that we saw a lot of the characters that maybe they don't highlight enough in the old cartoons. It's like
Mhm.
Stinkor and that dude with the fist thingy.
Fisto? Isn't it Fisto, or you know what his name is, Mike? Is it Fisto?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know who played the voice of Stinkor?
original?
No, on this series.
I probably heard it at some point.
It's Jason Mewes.
Oh,
Jay and
really?
Silent Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Jay. Jay played the voice of Stinkor.
Oh.
But
You
that's
noticed
all
they-
I've watched this week.
For Preternia, the city in the background was the
Uh-huh.
actual toy play set for Eternia.
Oh.
Go
Yeah,
check it
I
out.
saw a trivia on that too. Yeah, for sure. I know, like Joe said, just to go off topic a little bit on that too. Joe said there's a lot of other stuff going on YouTube tonight. Some other events, raising money and stuff. So definitely appreciate anybody who's coming by here, or maybe you're jumping back forth from the two, but definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, if you're not, Cardboard Crazies is doing a fundraiser tonight for cancer. They got auctions, artists. My bulletproof comic book slab that I made that will hopefully be destroyed tonight.
Oh, is it on there or something?
Yeah, they're gonna break it up throughout the night and show different ways that they've tried to crack into it. I don't know if they actually got into it or not, or what they did. They haven't told me.
Can we start
Ah,
a fundraiser
okay.
for me?
For you, no, we don't start a fundraiser for Pepsi workers. Maybe Coke workers, not Pepsi
No,
workers.
for me.
Just for you?
Yeah, because I'm
You have
fat
prostate
and it's like
problems, or what is
115
it?
degrees out today. Huh?
Oh, it was that hot today too, and I was outside running chainsaw and everything else, man. I was outside working, doing manly stuff, chainsaws,
Yeah, I was
not delivering
All right, when
Pepsi.
you come do the ride along, I'm gonna let you pull pallets of 12 packs.
Okay. What else did you watch this week, Joe? Anything else?
been watching a lot of Forge and Fire. That's on, and that's kind of my go-to nightly thing before I go to sleep. Other than that, reading comic books. I'm working on Ms. So's Thor hammer. I'm still shaping the stone for that. So I've been out there with a chisel and sand and water because there's no power tools in this one. So that will be very interesting to see if this even happens.
What about you, Mike? What else you been watching, doing, consuming?
Finally finished The Office, all 9 seasons. I don't know if anyone ever seen the finale of The Office, but I think they wrapped it up pretty well. Tied a lot of things together at the end, and I thought it was pretty good. So I was looking for something else, one of them type of shows, half-hour shows to sit back and just have in the background, and I started watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because I've never seen them all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a throwback.
There's 6 seasons of that, so I don't think I watched any movies that I could think of. So
I got tickets to Suicide Squad on Thursday, so we'll be going to see that.
It's coming out Thursday, isn't it? Yeah. I'm actually kind of excited about that.
Yeah. I got some. I go, even though it comes out on HBO Max the same day, and I'm like, crap, I forgot about that HBO Max. I could have just watched it from home and not paid. But it's kind of the experience of going to the movies too. So this was my wife and I going. My daughter's going to go see Jungle Cruise with my other daughter, so we're going to go see Suicide Squad. Okay, let's jump into the meat of the show. Let's jump into what we normally do. Blast it or stash it. You know, we read the comics that come out. Comic Book Wednesday, huh? No, not meat potatoes. That's later. Later. Meat of the show. Blaster said, we pick up the books we blast the books we ate, we stash the books we like. God, I'm so tired. I can't even remember the damn intro of the damn show. So let's get into it. Mike, you lead us off since you wanna talk about a comic. Go for it. That's you, Mike. That's your cue. Spider Grandpa. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Get air.
How about
Get air.
the last book you'll ever read?
Okay. Go ahead, Mike. You give us an intro on that thing.
First off, I'm going to show what I can of the black bag cover here. I can't really show too much, but it is the devil performing oral sex on the author of this book. We'll just show that right there.
Yeah. Can't go any further than that. For
Can't
sure,
go
it'll
any
get us
further
banned
than
on
that.
YouTube.
I actually thought this was really good. It opens up with the author of the last book you'll ever read. It's called The Satire. The little impish demon thingy, whatever you call them. Satyrs. What do they call it?
Satyr?
So I know you know.
Satyr, isn't it?
Satyr.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
And this book, when people read it, what I gathered from it, they're going insane, murdering people, and all this other crap. She's going on a book tour soon, and she needs someone who hasn't read the book to kind of be her bodyguard. So that's what really leaves off. I loved it. It's violent, it's gory, and there's a devil performing oral sex on the cover. Come on. There's
Which doesn't happen in the book.
Which doesn't happen. Maybe it happens in issue 2. Maybe it's foreshadowing things to come. There's actually another black bag cover. I'm not sure what that one. I think I got the better one from what I saw online, but
Yeah, I got the standard A cover. So yeah, this is just that's boring. I know. I've seen this before. It's called In the Mouth of Madness. Have you ever seen that movie that came out in the?
Everyone says that. I've never seen that movie.
Yeah,
I don't.
No, it's the same thing. It's about an author named Sutter Kane who writes this book, who makes everybody insane. And there's even a scene in there where the guy is signing books at the bookstore, and the guy is like reading and goes nuts and starts attacking people. So that scene's right in that movie too. You know, and of course, there's another guy who's trying to investigate going to this small town. I'm talking about the movie now rather than the book, but a lot of similarities definitely in that movie for sure. And I love that movie as a kid growing up. I don't know if I was a kid. I was a young adult when that came out, but and this kind of really got me with this book as well too. So definitely this is a stash for me as well. We don't know if that's like her intention moving into it. Does she want to make people go insane? But I think she knows what it's doing to people. So, but yeah, it's definitely a stash for me too. Yeah. Joe, did you read the last book you ever read?
No.
But so you didn't get a chance to read that book. Mars Comics says, I'm going to have to watch that movie. Yep. In the Mouth of Madness stars the guy from Jurassic Park.
Sam O'Neill.
Sam O'Neill, yeah, he's the main character in that movie. Yeah, definitely a good movie for sure. Why don't you grace us with a book there, Joe?
I'm just gonna go ahead and get
grace us on YouTube with a book.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull my pick of the week.
Oh, pull that pick.
Fantasies. Oh, this is so good. This is right up there with when Savage Avengers got relaunched, and I just loved that, and it's right up there with War of the Realms. So basically, our superheroes Captain America, Black Widow. Who's the last one? Spider-Man. They all died.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, they all died, right? And they go to this fantastical land of creatures and fantasy. And it's kind of like a survival type story for them, right? They're going through the jungle. And Uncle Ben's there, right? That's how we know everybody died, because Uncle Ben died. So I like this. I like the talk with Captain America talking to the sailor who's getting all nervous and antsy on the sub before it blew up. I like this. And this is right up there with enough fantasy in it without getting too deep into any type of ideology or real meaning, right? It's just survival, outwit, outsmart, outdo, get your friends, get out alive if you're even alive. So that's kind of cool. I really enjoyed this. Stupid good comic book fun, and it was refreshing. So yeah, not a big thinker on this one, but that's why I liked it. Yes, the rice guy, double S.
And I'll get back to you, Mike, here in a second. But yeah, I read Amazing Fantasy as well. I just got the standard cover, very heavy metal kind of inspired kind of cover on this one.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of Weird War Tales too, especially the Cap story. Of course, they deal with that. Go to this, like a soldier getting stuck on this fantasy island where these mystical creatures are about, and he's trying to survive. And then you see more of a primitive Captain America later on, too, long hair, no shirt, riding the lion / dragon or the griffin. Like he's tamed it now; it's his friend. So, man, it is my co-pick of the week. I have one book that I actually liked a little bit better, but this was right up there. So this is definitely a stat for me too.
Yeah,
Mike, what do you think of Amazing Fantasy #1?
I don't know. I want to see what they do for 15.
Yeah, but the only problem, there's only 1 through 5.
Oh, really? God damn it!
There's only 5-issue series.
Anything good they want to cut off at 5 issues. No, this is awesome. Nobody really knew what to expect going into this. I mean, Dave, if you hold up that cover again. Nobody knew what to expect, but that cover actually happens in the book.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of three. They focus on 3 heroes. Obviously, Captain America, Spider-Man, and for some reason, Black Widow. I don't know why they chose her, but
because she has a movie out.
Oh yeah, the Spider-Man stuff is funny. He's fighting the Green Goblin. All of a sudden, he ends up in a cooking pot for all these little trolls and stuff.
That was hilarious. Yeah,
oh,
little small people cooking.
But yeah, I was pretty excited for the next issue, see what this is all about. And Joe said it best. He said it's crazy fun.
Yeah.
Nothing to take too seriously. Close to my pick of the week as well.
It definitely, like you brought about like the Amazing Fantasy 15. What are they going to do with that? I think that was a lot of people's thought process going into it, because that's Amazing Fantasy 15, of course, is that big grail book. And I think even in volume 2 of Amazing Fantasy, there's a first appearance of Amadeus Cho. And I forgot what book that is. That may be 15 as well. And so, like, part of the speculator market might be going, what are they going to bring? What are they going to do? But I think this is like an absolute, totally different kind of story than what we got from the other ones. So who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to talk about my next book. Anybody else pick up Vinyl #2?
Fuck that book. Fuck that book. Fuck #1. Fuck #2.
Why?
Fuck #3.
Why?
You're usually the nice one in these conversations. That's the sequel.
Did you read it, Mike?
The first one, not #2.
So #2, of course, we find out the ex-CIA or the CIA guy is kidnapped still, and this guy who's been investigating thinks he's his friend, but he's a serial killer and trying to save the CIA guy from this cult. But now, so the serial killer's getting all these friends in this mix. He's like, I got the twins, and that's who these guys are right here, where I'm going to send them into this cult, and they're going to start tearing shit up. And he's planning, he goes, hey, kind of do what you want. Hey, let's do it this way. Yeah, cool, man. Do it that way, whatever you want. And then he has this other guy, it looks like a steroided out Uncle Fester in there, ripping dudes in half. and then he's got one more serial killer friend that shows up at the very end of the book. We don't know what she's going to do going into it, but dude, this is just so much fun, so much gore. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of like getting his own team of serial killers together to go kill this cult. I mean, that's the whole book. But dang, it is twisted, crazy, kind of fun for sure. But yeah, definitely a stash for me. But Joe didn't read it. Mike didn't read it. So I guess I'm the only one on this. So definite a stash for vinyl number 2 for me. Zippies. I zippy the back.
2 people watching right now. Thank you, Most
2
and double S. Everyone, I hope you get the books you're looking for in that charity auction or whatever.
Yeah.
Fight the cancer, fight the power.
Double S said vinyl number 2 was a stash for him. So screw you guys. Screw you guys.
Double
I'm going
S
home.
is no longer my best friend.
I didn't say anything.
Well, you didn't pick it up, so screw you too. But we're back to Mike now, since
that's the sequel to Plastic, though, right? And you turned me on to Plastic in Seattle.
Yeah, right? I don't know if it's like an official sequel. I mean, it's the same. I think artist is the same artist and writer. I know it's the same writer, but I mean, it might be like a, maybe in the same universe. But I'm not sure if it has any of the same characters for sure. Marge said she liked it too. So nanners. Nanner. Mike, what do you got for your next book? It better be something good.
How about Batman Reptilian number 2?
We talked about something good. It's got to be something good.
All right.
No, go ahead. No, I didn't even read number 2, so you go right ahead. You tell us about Batman Reptilian.
So if you're not reading this, something is attacking Batman's rogue gallery, kind of leaving him for dead, and they explain it kind of like a great white shark who's just like exploratory biting them, and just like they left the Penguin for dead in this one. His guts are all spilled out. Yes, Huey Screw Michael, aka Giant Beard. I'll get back to that in a minute. Poison Ivy, they scalped her. But here's my problem with this book. I'm going to go ahead and say the art fucking sucks. People are loving the art. The art fucking sucks. You can't see what's going on. I want to see Poison Ivy's scalp laying in the corner of the floor. I want to see the Penguin's intestines spilled out and all the fish from his stomach fucking laying on the floor. I want to see that shit. I love the story, but can't stand the art. So this is a whiskey dick for me.
Oh! I gotta get it. You gotta give me a little more warning on. Maybe you should let me know your whiskey dicks before we start the show. That way I have it prepped and ready to roll.
Mars says that Comic Crazy live stream's a 24-hour. We should do a 24-hour.
What? We can't barely fill an hour. What are we going to do for 24 hours?
Oh, I'm not going to be there, but some of us have to work. I can
juggle one ball back and forth, but
I bet you can.
Yeah.
On your chin.
God damn. I walked right into that. Good God. Joe, did you read Batman Reptilian?
Yes, I agree with Mike. It just seemed kind of like I like the art in it, but again, I don't want a whole bunch of verbal description of what's going on. I want to be able to see it as well. I like the way they do the villains and stuff like that in it. I like the dread the art brings. But for the most part, I was like, it was describing things, and I was like, I can't see that.
I'm like holding the book, like, where do you see? Is that supposed to be the Penguin right there?
Yeah, it was kind of hard, but
it's
for the most part, I'm liking the story.
People are loving the art. I don't see how. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, that's the whole purpose of comic books, to have that visual aspect of it. What's the point of describing it in a word balloon when you have this panel you're supposed to be showing it? That's the whole.
I'm
This
yeah.
seems a little crazy.
I'm so excited, curious to see what this thing is that's attacking these people.
What it is attacking?
Whatever's
Joe,
exploratory biting.
Exploratory biting?
Yeah,
Do you have a safe word to go along with that, or what?
I do.
Bananarama.
It's
Watermelon. Watermelon.
Mighty LJ. Mighty LJ.
No.
Onomatopoeia.
Oh. Ooh, man, you cut deep there. Cut real deep.
Well, if I'm exploratory biting you, or you're exploratory biting me, I
will not be. This is turning into a homoerotic show. Joe, what do you got for your next comic? Please get us off
You
this
just call
chat
me
of
Giant
exploratory
Beard
biting.
Giant
No, I ain't got any nothing.
I'll talk about.
Just don't call me daddy.
What is this? Superman, son of Kal-El. So
that's got a first appearance in it.
Yep, that's got a first appearance in it. It's the beginning story to what we already know happens in Future State, which I'm really starting to hate that now. But regardless, this is a good story, heartfelt story. We see them, I don't know, I'm guessing they're in their 20s at this point. But even Robin makes an appearance in here. I love it when he's trying to talk to Robin and he's fighting these ninjas like they're hitting them with katanas and they're just breaking and falling apart. I love this concept of him having to keep thinking he has to live up to his father or be equal to his father versus, the legacy curse, right? He's trying to be the legacy curse here, where, Robin's constantly telling him, just be the best guy you are and you'll still be the good guy because you're a good guy, So I like this. I'll be picking up some more of this, even though we kind of know where it takes us. But regardless, this is enjoyable. And I don't know why, but I really, really, really enjoy this cover. Like, of all the ones that came, or the 3 that came out with this, like, this was my favorite. It's kind of it's kind of up to date, but it kind of has an old school feel to it. So
it's an homage to action or Superman 1 or whatever.
Superman number 1. Yeah, Superman number 1.
So this was cool. So yeah, I would recommend this.
Joe or Mike, what do you think of it?
This is actually my pick of the week. A Superman book.
Is it really? Wow.
Yes. Yeah. I want this to go in the direction of kind of like Invincible, where Jonathan is ego and everything gets the best of him. He goes all batshit crazy. What happened to Superman? I don't read Superman, so
they haven't told us yet.
Oh,
we're reading because he's still dealing with Mongol and the ancient Kryptonian race. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, so whatever Superman's doing right now, whenever he comes back, I want him to come back where it's like Injustice Superman, just Jonathan all batshit crazy. So, and I want them to fight to the death, or almost to the death.
Hey, Mike, can we?
Yeah, we got a request here.
Yeah, can we make your screen big and you show off your shirt?
They want to see your man boobs.
Nah, he's just apparently
here. They want to see your whole shirt that you're wearing.
It's just the Funko. The Funko Fat Thor one.
That's the first time I've seen them in the chat, so definitely thanks for coming by. We got Sparks in here as well. Sparks from the
Sparks 821. So anyway,
Gen X grown up.
This book has a first appearance in it.
Oh my goodness, I didn't do it. Hold on a sec. Give me a second. I got a couple things to do here. So we got the normal, the seriously spectacular speculation, but I also have this little because this book has a first appearance, it's going to be worth
$1 million.
what $1 million. Go ahead, Mike. Let's talk about this first appearance that's in here.
All right. You know the flaming guy that Jonathan kind of saves?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one who started the forest fire, which made millions of people lose their homes. Yeah, sure, that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So you remember DC versus Marvel back in the 90s, right? Clarence with a K has informed me that there's an untold story during that DC versus Marvel. The story of Johnny Storm stuck in fire from Fire and Ice. You remember them too? The chick with the green hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Storm was at a rave, and Fire was all jacked up on Molly's, and Johnny, he's just a horn dog, so he's fucking Dr. Doom's wife. You
read Fantastic Four this week. This actually makes sense.
Well, see, Clarence with a K does not lie. Johnny Storm actually stuck fire. She becomes pregnant. So Johnny gave her a baby, heat rash, and a clap all at once.
Gave her some of that hot seed.
Then the universe was reset, and they wanted to do an abortion on Fire. And actually, every time the doctors tried to get in there to perform the surgery, fire would shoot out of her vagina. Like, no, you're not doing that. She had the baby. His name was Mitch.
Mitch? Just Mitch?
Mitch. The flaming guy in Superman's name is Mitch.
Mitch Match. Get it?
In his they say in the book that his powers are based on his emotion. That's not true, according to Clarence with a K. Clarence with a K says every time his thighs rub together, he gets a little heat rash, and that makes him flame on.
Sonny's got the jiggle.
He's got the jiggle. So this is all going to be leading up to his superhero name, because all the heat-based superhero names have been taken up to this point. So he's just going to go by Rash, and his first issue is going to come out beginning of next year. So take it for what you will. Clarence with a K hasn't lied yet.
Or he hasn't been proven correct yet. Let's put it that way.
He don't need to be.
Yeah, it's Clarence with a K.
See, Clarence with a K. He is a horn dog.
Give that kind of name out to just schmucks.
Is that all for your spectacular speculation?
Clarence with a K, baby.
I just picked up the homage cover too for that one. I thought this was crazy. 22 pages of action. It's like, wow, we're supposed to be excited over 22 pages and paying $4 for this. Don't get me wrong, dude. This was actually pretty decent. I don't think it was like my pick of the week by any long shot. I like the aspect of this new Superman and not trying to live up to his father's expectation, but like trying to carve his own path in life and what how he feels he's going to save mankind. Some political stuff in here, nothing super crazy, but they definitely touch on some stuff. But overall, not too bad. I might pick it up in a dollar bin. It's definitely one of like the whiskey dick issue for me, for sure.
You're gonna regret it.
Read it. Millions.
But I got Mitch's first appearance, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just sell it.
AKA Rash.
What, you only want 1 million? You don't want 2?
I don't want 2. I don't want 2 million. Okay. Moving on. I'm gonna talk about my pick of the week, though. I was right there with Amazing Fantasy, so Amazing Fantasy was my pick, definitely for Marvel. My pick for DC was Robin #4. This is just, I absolutely love this book. This is always on the top of my stack to read every single week. And now, so everybody has to die at least once before the tournament to start. But now we have a Ravager. She's trying to figure out what happened to Robin, because at last issue, he got thrown off the cliff by Hawk. And he wakes up and he's with Ra's al Ghul, and Ra's al Ghul's telling him, you need to calm down. You don't need to be so excited. And Robin's like, you're a loser. You got beaten once and you put yourself on this island, never to go back. And he says, no, in order to win, we have to lose, and go into the whole philosophy end of the fight and stuff like that. So, but, Ravager gets killed, and now the tournament is starting up. But this was just flat out, awesome. My pick of the week. I love the art in this book as well. The story's going great. I'm really digging this. So total stash, total pick of the week. Ra's al Ghul definitely looks like more of a youthful, maybe like a Jesus almost there, versus his normal Ra's al Ghul self, kind of created little chintzy, little chin piece, hair. But definitely awesome book. Loving it. Still stash. Joe, what'd you think of Robin?
I like this. This is what we talked about last week, when you get to that point in your life where you just kind of sit back and look at reflection of your life. I like this whole him remembering, and even though he didn't think he was a bad guy in his earlier days, because he thought he was, doing the right thing, how, he learned that lesson. He tries to instill it on somebody who's just as stubborn and is egotistical to some degree, and trying to convey that to him, and how it didn't work. He's going to go do his own thing. I liked that. That was pretty cool. I thought it was funny that he looks like, some college professor who hangs out at Starbucks.
Like 60s Berkeley college professor.
Yeah, that was funny. But for the most part, I like this story. I like where it's going. I like the aspect that everybody's allowed to die once. In other words, you pop your cherry once, and then, right, it's a fight to the real death. You can quit after the second death or hang out, but if you die there, you die there after the third one. So I like that aspect, because it puts limits, not like what they do in X-Men, where you can just willy-nilly die at any time and come back, but like there's consequences here, and I like consequences. Action should have consequences. So this does a very good job explaining that. And it's wrapped in a cool story, and now, the Bat family's getting involved, because God knows there's not enough of them fuckers.
Spark says he's liking the Robin storyline. He asked a question, though, says, were they making sure everyone has one life left? I think everybody still has 2 lives, right? Because that's what they said when they killed Ravager. Now the tournament begins, because everybody has to die once before that tournament can begin. Right. So
now, if they die a second time, they can leave anytime they want and not die, period. But the third death is the final death. You die there on the island.
And then Mars says, yeah, Robin's been good, and those cover Bs have been awesome. Yeah, I think that I pick it up mainly the cover Bs on those. So, Mike, did you read Robin?
She doesn't have to answer real quick, but Mars, are you the co-host of another show on YouTube? You don't have to answer that if you're not comfortable answering it, but I saw something today and I was like, is that Mars? Like, the person's name was Mars. So I'm just wondering.
I have not read it yet.
Oh, okay. Definitely, I think it's far better than like Teen Titans Academy. That's for sure. Or is it Teen Titans Academy? Is that what it is? Yeah. Garbage. Okay, we're back to Mike with your next book.
Oh, man. Probably my only blast this week is, I don't know why I bought this. Probably for the nudie cover.
Nudie, you pervert, you.
Sweet Paprika, #1.
Uh-oh. Here, let's look here.
So, of course, I had to buy the black bag or pink bag cover, which just
You pick it up at Victoria's Secret or something?
I did.
Okay.
That's about all I could show of that cover right there.
You could put a little tape over top of it or something.
A what?
A little tape over top of the naughty bits.
I mean, I could go a little bit further, but
anyway. You said that she had what? What does she have in off air? You said.
Slope
what does she have? Sloped boobies. Yes.
You know.
Michael wanted some sweet paprika.
From what I read in this, it won't be hard. So Mirka Andolfo is known for these angel demons. She wrote, she did Unsacred. And didn't she do your Pignet book, Dave?
She did the Pignet books. Yeah, this was what's that called?
Chick, all right.
Pignet.
Yeah, she's kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So this book is a world filled with angels and demons, just like Unsacred, and mostly devils. And this spotlights. I don't know. She's a CEO of a magazine company, I think. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. The book sucks anyway. And she's basically sexually oppressed and horny. That's what the book is about.
That sounds a lot like Unnatural, her other book.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the same exact thing, although she's a demon. And she's fantasizing about like all these people in her office. And come on, man. I think Mirka Andolfo's got some very, very stylized art. It's pretty good. But I don't need to. I could go to Pornhub.com and get this shit. So I'm blasting it. I won't be picking up issue number 2.
Yeah, until you see the cover.
There you go. There's some Unnatural right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Pig Nips.
Pig Nips.
That Mr. Double S keeps talking about. I think he has a fantasy about Pig Nips. I don't know. He keeps claiming I do, but I think he's the one that has the fetish.
I bet you he fantasizes of me with Pig Nips.
Yeah, he might. He might. Or, I mean, your Pig Nips, not necessarily if you have them. I think yours, he's saying. Are you looking to see have Pig Nips? No Pig Nips for you? No, we don't need to see it. This show is going off the rails here.
Yeah, skip this
Mars
book.
said she skipped the Paprika book.
Skip this book. You know, we read the shit so you don't have to.
Yeah. I have a few other covers from the Unsacred stuff just because I like the covers. That was the main reason. Like the Harley Quinn homage one was pretty good.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
let's see. Unsacred. Joe, I don't think you read Unsacred, right?
No,
I'm not thinking you did.
I flipped through it and I was like, I'm not really interested in this.
This is like one of the Unsacred ones that I bought here. We got it
I
here.
think I have the first issue of Unsacred too, and didn't like that. I should have known better. I should have known better.
You should have known better.
There's one of the covers for Unsacred that I bought. That's mainly a meat and potato cover for sure.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of meat and potato,
Mar says thank you. What's she saying thank you for?
that
You bought that? Is that what it was? Okay, awesome. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about Gru meets Tarzan.
I have that coming. I didn't realize that came out till I watched someone else's video and they had that. And oh shit, my shop didn't have that, so I got it. So continue. Sorry.
I'm surprised you picked it up. Really?
Gru's awesome.
Okay, not a lot of people know who Gru is, and
From Mad
and
Magazine back in the day.
well, I don't know if he was. I guess he might have started there, because Sergio Aragonés started in Mad Magazine, started like in the little side cartoons along some of the stuff, and he did a few other bigger pieces as well. And so they address a lot of that in here, and that's the best part of the book. So Sergio Aragonés and Mark Evanier is they're going through a con, and everybody's going to Sergio and saying, "I love Spy versus Spy." Like, that's not me. I didn't do Spy versus Spy, and they keep doing it up to, and they're saying, "Hey, man, we really love your work, especially Kingdom Come." And Mark Evanier's like, "That's Mark Waid. I'm Mark Evanier. I do Gru." And they're like, "Who the hell's that?" And these kids just walk away because they're like, "We don't know who the hell Gru is." And that's what a lot of people, when I say I love Gru, they're like, "Who the hell is Gru?" No, not from that movie this came out, Despicable Me, not that Gru. But then they have this huge panel of this con and different balloons everywhere. And this, like I said, this was fun. Because this guy says, "Hey, isn't it great having this hall filled with cosplayers? It would be great if these costumes had pockets, like with wallets in them." That's what this vendor's saying. And there's people saying, "I love cosplaying because I stand out from everybody else," and he's dressed like Batman. And then you look, there's like tons of Batman on this whole panel. Almost like a Where's Waldo kind of page to it. And Mark, and Sergio are walking through. They're going to their own panel. And Sergio's talking about his newest comic where he's always wanted to write a Tarzan story. And so he combines Tarzan with Gru. And it kind of flashes back and forth between Tarzan's story and Gru's story. And that's where it kind of loses me a little bit. I love this for the real world where it's Sergio being like his iconic. If one more person tells me that they love Spy versus Spy, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to throttle him. That's what he says, But definitely, I mean, that was fun. And at the end of the book too, they're going on a safari, and of course, Sergio gets chased by a lion when he gets out of the truck when he's not supposed to. But it was fun.
Like
sorry. It's not going to be worth millions, trust me, because it's Gru.
It's been optioned.
It's been optioned. But there's Tarzan stuff. I guess the whole thing has been drawn by Sergio Aragonés, including the Tarzan stuff.
Really?
But overall, this is kind of a fun story. The Tarzan stuff is definitely more serious, and then it goes back to the Gru stuff where it's more ridiculous. So you get a little bit of both in this whole thing. Now, I think it's only 4 issues. That's what Gru's coming out with lately, is just like 4-issue miniseries, and that's it. It's done. I'm probably going to be picking up the rest of them because I'm such a huge Gru fan. So, but definitely, it was a stash for me. Mara says she used to read Gru back in the day, and then what else do you say here? Me almost. I almost have the original. I have all the Pacific Comics of Gru. I have his first appearance in Destroyer Duck. I don't have the whole first Marvel run. I'm pretty getting close to finishing it up. And Mark says it sounds like so much fun. And then Spark says, "Wander your flashback." Yeah, Sergio's getting up there in age. He's not doing any more cons, which kind of stinks. I'd love to be able to meet him.
What's the name of his dog? Doesn't he have a dog with him?
Gru?
Yeah.
Rufio or it's not Rufio. It's
Rufio?
Something like that. Yeah.
Macchio?
Ralph Macchio, yes. I don't think here. I'll look it up. But this is I don't think anybody else picked this up. Mike, you said you ordered. Doesn't sound like the book Joe would order. But we'll go to Joe. What do you got?
Right now on Instagram, I have some. No, I'm joking. Let's talk about Icon and Rocket. Did y'all pick this up?
I read it.
What? Oh, man, that's kind of weird for him. So this was actually pretty good, and I kind of nerded out a little bit on my review. They used something in here that I was like, I don't really like the science behind that, but whatever. If you don't know who Icon is, he's not a newer character, but he has an origin story very similar to that of Superman, but where he's like eternal, I guess is the best way. Well, we don't know if he's eternal, but he can like live forever. This is cool. It's basically just a relaunch of the character. It's a reintroduction, so you kind of find out who Rocket is, how their origin story of how they met, and how they'll launch off to be the greatest superheroes ever. It's a legit story. I really enjoy it. I'll be picking up some more of this until it gets weird, which they always get weird, but that's okay because this is solid, smart. There's not much humor in this one. Like I thought there would be some humor. Like they had some great opportunities for some humor in it. I don't know why they didn't do that. So this is it's trying to be serious, but at the same time, it's a classic superhero story. So I'll be picking up some more of this.
Mike, what do you think of Icon and Rocket?
Yeah, this is a good, like Joe said, kind of got like a Superman origin. He's an alien, and the spaceship he's on is attacked by some alien terrorist, and it blows up. He ejects. He lands on Earth back, I guess, in the 1800s, raised by, are they slaves? Runaway slaves?
No.
Yeah, runaway slaves.
No, they're not runaway slaves. They are because if it was after the 1800s, they wouldn't have been a slave.
Whatever. A couple people find them, raise them, then a flash forward present day where Rocket. There's no raccoons in this book, by the way. I was looking for Rocket the raccoon, but unfortunately, he's not in this book.
I choked him.
You choked. Flash forward to Rocket before she was Rocket, hanging out with her crew. They break into Icon's house. He living all these years, has a big mansion, and breaks into his house, trying to steal some shit. Icon actually catches him, all trying to keep the two names straight. All Rocket's friends act tough and shit, and he's like, whatever. They ended up shooting him in the chest and find out he can't die. Scare the kids out of their house. Rocket comes back, and she's basically like, look, I know what you are. Let's form a superhero team. And the book really ends. And I'm down. I'm curious. I'm stashing
Mike's
it.
down for Pound Town. Down for Pound Town. I really know that was just a play for a double S because he likes that. He likes it when Mike's down for Pound Town.
He does. He's the only fan I have. I'm going to create a fans only page just for double S.
That's the double S. Did anybody else pick up Berserker this week?
I haven't read it yet, but I picked it up.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So we find out, of course, a little more backstory. That's how it's going through. You know, they're trying to. He thinks that they're doing all these tests on him so they can create their own army of immortal soldiers or immortal people. That's his.
He's right.
Huh?
He's right.
But we don't know 100% at the end. I mean, we know that the lady that has been interviewing him and putting all the diodes and stuff on him, that's coming to talk to him personally in his house. So we know there's something else going on. But we get more of the backstory. You know, he's kind of irritated with his father because his father's just using him as a tool, a war tool to be able to kill other tribes, to be able to be the most powerful tribe in the area. And he's kind of confronting his father about it and saying, hey, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. His mom wished for his escape, I'm assuming some way for him to die to be able to be released from this burden of being immortal. But then in the middle of that argument between the mother and father, they get attacked by another tribe. They go out to fight, but it was all a ploy to pull them away from their village so they could sneak in the back door like Mike likes to do. And attack the village from back there. And mom ends up dying during the battle. And so, of course, that was the only person he felt loved him for who he was and not used him as a tool. He ends up killing his dad, and that's when he ends up walking away from the tribe, and that's the story from there. So now he's on his own outside of his tribe, just living in the world. So we're going to find something else, how he continues to live outside of that. Definitely is good, man. It's one of those ones you don't have to put a whole lot of thought into. It's a good, fun read. A lot of action in it, and it's just great. It's still a stash for me. So, and it's not even on my pull list. It's one that I keep forgetting. Like, oh crap, that's out this week. I better grab an issue. So, definitely
I
a stash
hear a
for me.
lot of people getting tired of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not advancing the story fast enough. Blah blah blah. I don't have a problem with it. I haven't read that one, but I haven't had a problem with it. So.
I think the flashback stuff is getting a little like this one. I'm not sure why this particular. The only reason why this flashback was like or necessary was for the crown thing. Obviously, that the gods gave the mother to depower him in some way, shape, or form. I thought it was interesting, where we see him get stabbed and shot, but in this one we actually saw him get dismembered. Right, and still kind of turned into a glob and kind of that was like his path on his, screw everybody, I'm gonna savage this out on my own, right, and take off on his own path. But I'm kind of in that pool where if you want to give us a story of his past, why not just make that the first series, and in volume 2 you can just update us there, because what issue is this? Issue 4. 4 issues, and that's all we've got. Like a little bit of oh look, he's doing modern stuff, but the mainline story's been the past. So why not just write the story from the past? Right? Why not just do that? Because it's a cool story. I'm not knocking it, but I think it was a total of 9 panels of what's happening today, and then leave it at a cliffhanger, because that's where all the cliffhangers are on the modern time. So yeah, I kind of wish they'd just tell that story and then bleed it into the other one instead of it constantly being a flashback thing.
He also said that was the first time when he walked into the enemy's army after he killed his father. He knew what he was walking into, but he said that was the first time he actually knew he was immortal, because they like you said, they just demolish him down to a blob where the vultures are picking from his bones and everything else. They came back from that. Mike, you got one last book to talk about before we wrap it on up. What do you want to talk about?
I only have 2 to go, so we'll do United States Captain America #2.
Sorry.
What was
that out loud? Nothing.
What was that? You didn't like this book, Dave?
I didn't even buy it. After the first one, I didn't want to buy it. That was a book I threw over my shoulder, and it sat in my floor for 2 weeks, out of the bag, getting spoiled.
I don't know. You should get it pressed now, because it's been optioned.
Millions.
This is continuing on Captain America's search for his shield. First off, it opens up with young Captain America getting ready to piss on the sacred grounds of Gettysburg.
Had to go pee. Yeah,
he had to pee really bad as a young Boy Scout, and he was just gonna pee right there. And I guess the park ranger or whatever, the security guy, he's like, no, the latrine is over there. Whatever. Don't
be giving park rangers bad names now.
Hold on, this dude was, for a park ranger, this guy was like, he
straight up military.
His build was like, bro, this dude was jacked.
We all are, really.
Yeah, okay. About as jacked as I am. Anyway, then we go to Pennsylvania, where Cap and Sam Wilson are on the search for the shield. They both have new shields. Tony Stark made Captain America a new one, and what's her name made Sam Wilson a new one as well. God damn it. The chick from the black
Knight.
chick from
Misty Knight.
Misty Knight. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. basically, long story short, they run into this new wannabe Captain America, Nichelle. Main part about this book is we find out who is behind the stealing of the shield, and one of them is pretty cool. The other one is like, really, you couldn't think of a more B-list villain.
Yeah.
But I'm stashing it. I'm enjoying this United States of Captain America series. So the next
I thought you were gonna.
The next one looks like he's a Native American Captain America.
That one I'm actually looking forward to.
Let me show you a picture of him. But spoiler, if you want to know, the main protagonist behind the stealing of the shield is Red Skull's daughter, Sin, and the other one's Speed Demon. Because, he needed something to do.
They needed a speedster.
I thought you were going to say Betsy Ross was the one that made Captain America's shield.
So that's the next issue.
It's kind of hard for me to think of a Native American wanting to be Captain America.
Why is that, Dave?
Oh, don't worry.
Because the white people came in and just wiped out the Native Americans. Why would he want to represent anything Captain America? That's all I'm saying.
They could do some things with Red Skull's daughter. I hope they do. Stash.
You go ahead, Joe. What are you thinking about it?
I thought this was poorly written. Like I don't even care about the message or whatever it is they're trying to promote. This is what I started the whole. It's the Tila effect. Like everybody compliments the woman so many times, but she's allowed to just randomly hate everybody for no reason whatsoever. Even if somebody is genuine, you can say, well, she's been downtrodden or beat down. But when somebody's genuinely nice to you, if your first reaction is to be a smarky and a bitch to them, then you don't deserve that person's help. So there's no meeting you at the table at that point. You can get up and walk away. You don't sit at the table as an equal to be insulted. That's not how that works. And that's what happens in here. I didn't much care for this at all. I think this person's a poor superhero. Yes, they're doing something for the right reason, but they're not doing it the right way. And that makes you a horrible person. If the ends end up justifying the means, fine. But if you're going to sit there and call yourself Captain America, then the ends don't justify the means. So I absolutely disagree with this person, just the entire storytelling of this. There is no reason to treat anybody that helps you in any poor way whatsoever. And it's just bad manners and it's shit writing at the top of it. So I hated this. I thought this was stupid. They had a good premise. They could have done something cool with it, and they chose to just shit all over the person that's helping you. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I hope the next one is better. I enjoyed the first one. So before people start hating on me and thumbs downing the video, I enjoyed the first one. I didn't mind a homosexual Captain America helping people, doing their thing. He genuinely appreciated stepping in and helping a Captain America. That was not the case in this one. And I'm just curious what happens in the next one.
This female, they don't really give her much screen time. It's like a couple pages of her, and that's whatever.
She's just a prick. She's just a prick person at the end of the day. Look, I'll put it this way. There's a scene in here, if you haven't read it, and this is what really just stood out in my head. The Captain Americas, Sam and Steve Rogers, they go over, they do everything they can to get into the jail to get this girl out because she's been wrongly incarcerated, or rightly. I don't care. I don't want to get into a debate about law. And they free her, and she's like got this attitude and the verbiage and everything that basically summed it up into a "you could do better." And I was just like, I would have just closed the cell.
Bitch, you're meeting Captain America, both Captain Americas.
Right? I would have just closed the cell door and be like, eat your bologna sandwich. You'll be all right. Walk off.
Maybe if she stopped dressing like that, she'd be a little bit happier.
Yeah, also, I'm not buying this, and I'm tired of this in comic books, period. being a gymnast does not make you a superhero. Like I'm just go be in the Olympics. It's annoying.
How about somebody who does parkour? Would they be considered a superhero?
Is that
Parkour.
gymnastics?
Parkour. Did you ever see The Office, the parkour episode?
Yeah, the parkour where he rolls on the couch.
Parkour. Parkour.
Okay, my last book I'm going to talk about is Batman Secret Files Huntress. So
Hey,
this
my
is
last book.
DC's take on Venom and the Hive Mind. Essentially, is what this is. So Huntress got attacked by Vile, and she had that brain parasite in there. But she went to the hospital, and somehow the hospital, modern hospital, regular hospital, was able to take out this parasite, and she's okay. You know, she ends up leaving the hospital early, stealing her neighbor lady's coat. You know, she was sharing the same room with her. She goes home. She's like trying to relax, talking to her dumbass cat, and then she starts seeing this vision. She's like, I don't recognize this. This is happening now. I don't remember this guy. I don't recognize this guy's face. Why am I flashing back to this? And then she realizes she's connected to Vile because of this parasite, because it was part of her at one time. So now she's able to track Vile or the people that he's infected in order to try to stop him. So essentially all this is the hive mind. She has the hive mind now, and she's able to track Vile and able to try to stop him that way. But Vile's connected to her too as well.
Dumbass cat.
And so Vile's talking to her, saying, "You'll never catch me. You'll never stop me. You can try all you want. That's not going to happen." But this is just a one shot. It's going to continue on. I think it's in Detective, or
Yes.
I think it is Detective, because Detective talks about a little bit briefly too this week. I just don't like the idea of kind of stealing it from Venom and the Hive Mind kind of thing. It's just a little too recent to be able to, like, wait a minute, is this Volcano, or is this Deep Impact, or is this, the other asteroid movie? You know what I'm saying? Like Deep Impact, and then we had Bruce Willis. Armageddon. So it's kind of the same thing. It's like
close my eyes.
So, yep. Apparently, Huntress's only friend is her dumbass cat. So
we should all go do Carrie.
I pretty much feel the same way. We didn't need this book. It's why did we need this book? I paid $6 for that shit.
Is that $6? With the cover B was $6.
$6 for somebody that shoots a handheld crossbow. You know they sell that shit in toy stores, right?
Now the Huntress is a cool character and all, but
no, it's not. Don't lie to the people. It's a generic female character with no personality and a toy.
I think
and she wears purple.
She wears purple, so that makes her a badass.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm blasting this one too.
Whatever. So thinking about karaoke, so I'm going to be headed out to, we're kind of winding the show down, but I'm going to be headed out to Virginia the end of September. I guess there's some kind of comic swap going on. I'm hoping maybe I'll be there for that. So if you guys are is it in Virginia? Is that where it's being held, Joe? The comic swap?
Yeah, it's in Virginia.
If you're in the Hampton Roads area.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Mike got it for me there. Make sure you come by the comic swap.
Just answer. You know what? Screw you, old man.
We're going to be there. We're going to be going to the comic swap. We're having a whole lot of fun just digging through comics in person and cracking jokes and talking about Mike entering the back door and going to Pound Town. So
and we're also going to do some CHBD. Mike, he knows what I'm talking about.
No, not this park ranger. That would be against my ranger code.
What do you think CHBD is?
Yeah, I know what CHBD is. Don't let up there and try to think I'm a dumbass. I know
whatever are you talking about, good sir?
Yes.
Hey, lightning round.
Lightning round. Mike, you go to lightning round. Make some bad decisions.
I got a lot of books I didn't read. You already talked about Barbaric. No, you didn't talk about Barbaric.
No, we didn't talk about Barbaric. We talked about it in the off air because I ordered the black poly bag cover as well.
And the black poly bag cover that's about.
You could probably show that whole thing. It's not very bad. Is it just shows a butt?
It
Is
shows
it
a little
side boob?
side boob.
Mama got the jiggle. Mama
You want
got
me
the
to show
jiggle.
it?
Mama got the
that should be a
jiggles.
segment. Mama got the jiggle.
But you guys get the gist. She's just the snakes and everything are cool, but haven't read that. I have Black Widow #9. Great series so far. Detective 1040. Haven't read that.
That's good. You need to read that soon.
Amazing 71.
That's horrible.
Robin #4 with this awesome Ravager cover. Fantastic Four 34. Infinite Frontier #3. Berserker #4. Something is Killing the Children #18. Can't wait to read this. I don't know why I didn't read this sooner, but Symbiote Spider-Man Crossroads #1. Teen Titans Academy #5. Star Wars High Republic #7. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Annual. Spawn 320. Daredevil 32. Skybound X #4. Static #2. And last but not least, Captain America Black Cat #8.
Something is killing Michael's beard.
You know, Double S.
The beard is weird.
Okay. Detective 1040. Yeah, this ties in with the Vile story. Bruce Wayne's in jail. He meets this drunk guy and says, I know you're Batman. And he goes on the story. But he definitely looks like a drunk Bruce Wayne, doesn't he? That guy who's in there, like, oh, kind
It
of
doesn't
Bruce
look
Wayne.
very similar, yeah.
And we get the backup story with the death of a minor character in there too. The man back.
So minor, you have no idea who it is.
Yeah. So overall, I'm still liking Detective Comics. So Skybound X, they got. Is that a needle? Looks kind of like a needle in there. Walking Dead story mainly. Picked up Wolverine 14, the Momoko cover. Star Wars Adventures number 7. Picked up a few other back. What's that?
That Adventures is a key book, I think.
I think so too. Picked up a couple other back issue books. The Batman Annual, Batman Adventure Annual #2. Picked up that book. Got that one. Black Panther, Jungle Action featuring Black Panther.
Jungle.
And then
you got jungle fever.
Picked up this guy here too. This is the first appearance of the female Loki. This is kind of a hot book right now. I found this for $3, and I'm like, yeah, I'll pick it up. I'll take it. And then my comic book store, Rogue City Comics. I had this in my box. I go through the back issues sometimes. I have a little special box. And I go pick up a few of my back issues every once in a while, and I had this in there. This is Circle of Blood. This is the first 5 issues of the miniseries of Punisher, Mike Zeck stuff. And he said, you can have that. I don't care. It's really beat up. But it's kind of cool to have a reader copy of this. Because this has a lot of memories for me. Because this is the book that really got me into Punisher. I remember my friend having it in high school. He loaned it to me. And I'm like, dude, this is freaking awesome. And my love for Punisher started right from this story, from this graphic novel itself. So it's cool to have this.
In fact, I lost my virginity to that book.
You lost your virginity. What did you roll? Did you roll it up like this and stick it in there? Is that what you did?
I used to have as a kid growing up. Well, not a kid, but a teenager. The cover to the one where he's like against the garbage cans, shooting the guns.
Yeah, with the guns. Yeah.
Issue 2.
Yeah, 2. I used to have that poster in my room.
It's a great cover.
I have this cool, the Punisher. I think they're 11 by 17. There's some prints. Mike Zeck prints, like here, I can show you right here. You can't really see them very well. They're right there in the corner of my wall right there. Some pretty cool Mike Zeck prints. Got 4 of them back. I still have 2 more that I don't have up. They came in a pretty cool.
I think I have one over the. It's the all black cover. I don't know if it's a cover or. I don't know. I'll have to show you guys later.
Okay, those are my lightning round. Joe, what do you got for your lightning round?
All right, let's burn through this really quick. Action Comics. I'm really digging this. I like this whole Mongol, and they kind of reference kind of like the planet's war planet is kind of like a cult right now. They explain the chains that these ancient Kryptonians are wearing. It was awesome. I super love this story. I love the storyline. Get it if you haven't already. Detective Comics. Again, I'm liking this. Penguin decides to kind of team up, create a new gang, because we find out that, he's not getting the respect he used to get. So now he's brought in the jury. And Bruce Wayne and Batman are on trial. And Mr. Worth, well, he's going to back it financially because his name's Worth. So he's worth a lot of money. Static, number 2. The writer of this, if you're going to have a fun, interesting, smart, super science-y black kid, you might want to research the theories that you throw in here, that you throw in the dialogue, because, that's what editors are for, and apparently DC doesn't have any, because you fucked up your science in this one, son. I talked about that in my review. I'm not going to go too deep into that. Infinite Frontier, hey, I don't know much about all the different types of lanterns that are out there, but I know one thing. I'm really digging this Black Lantern stuff, and I'm on board with this. And I love the fact that we take somebody from the Bat or Speedy, Mr. Heroin Slinger himself from back in the day, and we make him a zombie superhero. I'm with it. Batman, Superman, love this. We jumped into horror. We bring in the demon on this one. He's about to burn down an entire world by using Superman's toys against him. If you've been missing this, you've been missing out. Going into Marvel. Beta Ray Bill ties up. We finally get Sator's sword. Are we even still alive now that he's gone? Okay, we're still going. All right. We get Sator's sword in this one. And then we find out, is this what I need in this particular issue in this? He's got a love interest that's kind of like a sexy robot. Sex bot, if you will. It's awkward. Becky, is that you making all the noise?
Probably.
Okay. Black Knight. Hey, remember this character in the Captain America book? She's also in here too, and just as fucking annoying. Oh, and it ended in the most stupidest way ever. This book let me down, and I like the Black Knight. Like, he's one of my favorite characters, and they screwed this up.
What the hell is he doing over there?
I don't know. Amazing Spider-Man. Hey, guess what? We were promised Secret Wars. You know what we got? A quick update on everything that has happened up to this point, and then we threw in Kindred. I don't care. Fantastic Four number 4. Hey, Johnny Blaze, Mr. Flame on himself, finally got what the fuck he deserves. Like, seriously, sleeping around on a woman that he married on another planet with Victorious, who's getting married in the next few days. You can say, oh, well, she didn't have to give it up, but the truth is he didn't have to step up either. And now he's on fire until they figure out how to put him out. And he can't touch anybody else without burning them to death. And it's about time because, God, fuck them. All right, next. Something is killing the children. Something new finally happened in this, because up to this point, we've gotten all this in the first volume, but we end up meeting Gary, and Gary lives on a farm, and he likes animals. And, he kind of priest that hosts ritualistic, cultic actions that make the people what they are over at the St. George thing. This is kind of starting to pick up. And I finally got my Department of Truth issue with the Bigfoot episode in it, if you will. I'm a huge fan of this. I love what's going on, but it was a last week book, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So, yeah, I read a lot this week. 20 books in all.
Should we do a live show, not doing any reviews, just going like see what Mike's doing with his room there, kind of going live and being able to go around the room and talk about stuff in our collection? I don't know if anybody would be interested in seeing that or
You
not.
know what? What we need to do is when you're in town, if you want to do that, that's probably going to be the best way to go because that little tiny room there and the one he's got with his pops in it are so crammed with stuff. It is, and then you'd like open a random drawer and it's like that thing with the snakes in it that just pops out and goes everywhere. Yeah.
Holy crap! I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen outside of. Have you done a room tour in your room there, Mike, before?
A
You do
while
one
ago.
upstairs. Yeah.
And this is just downstairs.
Marsh Comics saying yes, we should. That could be something we could do in midweek or something like that. Just kind of get on live. I don't know if you have anything set up. I don't think you do much, Joe. Do you?
What's that?
You don't have much of a room set up like what Mike and I have.
Yes, I have an entire room that is set up.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Mm-hmm. We just
that'd be kind of fun, something to do. I think for sure. Maybe do some kind of live stream in the middle of the week where we're going through our room and kind of talking about stuff, and maybe they can ask questions, almost like a Q&A session with the people in there. They can ask
where I keep my comic books and my wife keeps her pops. It's a complete room. It's a frog. It's over the garage. And then we got the evil lair, and then we got this office.
Look at this guy.
You can't see.
Can't see, Mike. What is it? It's dark. Oh, it's your dog kicking back on your couch. Where's your jar of peanut butter? Isn't it right there somewhere?
Close.
Close. It's somewhere close. Okay, so I got a couple people in the chat. They're saying, yeah, we should. Maybe that's something we will do. Maybe we'll try to plan that out. I think we can go pretty easily from the phone. I mean, Mike shows he can go from his phone every single week. So, and I know I have pretty good cell service here, or pretty good Wi-Fi here. We definitely can do that. That'd be kind of fun to do, I think. So, anything else before we bounce on out of here? Mike, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
You should have a futon saved for me in his comic book room for when I come over to Oregon. I have a media room with a couch in it. How about that? That has like some of my statues and my Funkos downstairs too. So I just don't have my room up here. If you're ever in Oregon, definitely reach out to me, man, for sure.
Hey, if you're ever in Virginia, don't call me. Call me.
Joe, you got anything before we bounce out of here?
I love and appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart.
That sounds like the alcohol talking to me. Whether you blast it, whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys next week. Where's my stupid little video? Let's do this one.